Welcome everyone for this hopefully really useful session for everyone on making sure your data is ready for Einstein AI. Seeing as this is about Einstein, I've brought my Einstein for the show. I've got two. There's one in the shed, so this one is right in place today. Yes, I guess then if you want to go to the next slide, we'll just do some quick introductions. So I'm Andrew Cook. I'm the Salesforce technical instructor here at SalesforceBen, and I'm joined by Sten, the CEO of Sten. I don't know if you want to give any more detailed introduction on yourself. I think might be nice if everyone to introduce themselves. Actually, I just realized.
No, that's okay. Yeah, my name's Sten. I'm the CEO founder of Plauti. We have, of course, apps like duplicate check, record validation, and data action platform. But Nicola is going to tell you all about it later on. And we're, of course, interested in the whole AI space as well, and especially getting your Salesforce org ready to work with AI. And that's why I think we have a very good webinar to give you some details on data quality and AI and how that works together, and what you can do to start improving on that. So that's my role for today.
And this is Nicola. I'm a co-host for today, account executive with Plauti. Today, not on the right side of the panel, of course, because usually in our webinar series I'm always the one doing the talking at the beginning and not showing the product. But hopefully I will be doing my best today to showcase how you can get your data set ready for artificial intelligence initiatives.
Amazing. Thanks for that, guys. All right, so here's the big question that we need to start with for this webinar. So what is Einstein AI and what is its value? So Einstein AI is a set of AI capabilities embedded within the Salesforce CRM platform. It helps businesses to automate tasks, personalize experiences, and just make better decisions across all areas, so sales, service, marketing, commerce. Data is really essential for preparing for Einstein AI, which is why we're all here. So the Einstein models, they're trained on data, so the quality and quantity of your data will have a direct impact of how well the models perform. So that's what Einstein AI is. I've got a couple of examples of how it's useful here. So these are not new products that I'm about to say and talk about, which shows probably how long Salesforce have actually been in the AI space. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Einstein opportunity scoring. So this is almost like a crystal ball for sales teams. So it uses data analysis to predict which sales opportunities are most likely to succeed. And it assigns scores to the opportunities, making it easier for salespeople to focus on the most promising deals and the most likely ones to close. It saves time overall and increases the chances of closing those successfully. So, for example, you could have it set up to prioritize opportunities with a deal size of, say, over 100,000, or if it comes from a specific lead source. So maybe you've recently run a specific campaign that you know is likely to generate hotter leads, and you can have it set up for that as well. And one of the really interesting things about this is it starts with a global model and then it adapts to your data. So the more data you put in, it creates a personalized customer model overall and over time. So that's opportunity scoring. And the next thing is case classification. So this is almost like, so for one, I'm quite a big Harry Potter fan. So there's a little bit of a Harry Potter analogy in here. So it's almost like a smart sorting hat for customer service and for cases. So it can automatically classify and categorize your incoming customer service requests such as emails or support tickets. And it then analyzes the content and the context of each case, and it assigns it to the most appropriate category or agent. So it classifies them based on various factors such as subject, description, customer info, things like that. It also considers historical data of closed cases, and it suggests or autofills some of the fields in some instances, which is going to save a lot of time for your customer service agents. And it also makes sure that the cases are routed to the right support agents or teams for just quicker overall resolution. So yeah, that's just a couple of examples of the value of Einstein AI.
I think I should take over from here then. Right. So, excuse me. So why is data quality pivotal in getting the value out of your generative, or just simple AI projects? And where I use the word AI, you can think of ChatGPT, you can think of models, you can basically anything which is AI related, you can keep under that same value. Otherwise, I keep telling you all about AI models, GPT, Einstein AI. So wherever I use the word AI, you can think about all those terms and terminologies. But so I want to dive into the fact why data quality is that important to getting that value out of that. But let's start with first determine a bit what is data quality actually. And of course, you probably all know what it is, and you've probably read a lot about it. But I've got a couple of examples which I want to show you how we think is data quality and why we think it's important for AI. So I'm gonna talk about that a couple of 5 to 10 minutes, I guess. And if I'm on the roll, then it will be 15 minutes. But let's see how that goes. And of course, this is not the most exciting example, especially what's happening in the world right now. But it is a good example on what data quality brings to the table if you have it correct. So during World War II, the Germans created the first long-range ballistic missile known as the V2. You probably know it. And the V2 allowed the Germans to hit Allied targets accurately and rapidly over very long distances. So from Germany, they could hit London. However, what the people from London did quite well is they had a misinformation campaign with double agents that convinced the Germans that the missiles were off by 10 to 20 miles. So meaning that if you feed them wrong information, they did something with that wrongful information. The Germans adjusted the missiles based on this bad data, because for them, of course, it was bad. For the British people, it was very good data, but that's context. And in the end, those missiles didn't hit London at all. They were far away from London, and that's why the whole missile project from the V2 didn't work out that well, because they just had bad data quality in there. And of course, that time you don't have any systems, or it was difficult, but the bad data inside this whole project makes sure that the Germans, it didn't hit their target and what they want to reach with that. So data in this sense was also pivotal for this system. And the next example is the same kind of example. The Mars Climate Orbiter was a NASA space probe launched in 1998 to study the Martian climate. And the probe was expected to generate major breakthroughs. And the scientific community across the world was eagerly awaiting its result, but the orbit never performed a single test. And why is that? Because the probe flew off track and disintegrated into the atmosphere. Because its software was not converting data correctly. What happened? There were multiple people working on the same project for this. People from the US, people from the UK, people from Europe. And they miscalculated some things. They used metric systems and the other one used other systems. So instead of having the correct data. In this sense, incorrect data was given over to the system, and that filled the whole things, and it was projected or it steered another way, and that's why it obliterated into the atmosphere. So the bad data may have been a 6th grade science problem, but it led to a $193 million mistake. So again, showing you how important it is to get your data straight and get your metadata as well straight. So because in this case, it was not the data itself, because probably the 6 was right, but it was a metric instead of an imperial. So that made a huge mistake, costing a lot of money. So data quality is very pivotal for any system, basically. So also, and that's why I want to explain this, also for an AI system, but I will come to that later. So if you look at this, what is data quality? What's the definition? And if we want to talk about a definition of data quality, we can talk all about, well, it should be accurate and it should be unique and it should be whatever kind of profile you want to put into it. But most importantly for us, and I think it's these days a more general feeling about data quality, is that data quality is a measurement of how fit a data set is to serve its purpose. So it doesn't really matter if it's not unique or not valid, if you don't need it to be valid or not unique. Data needs to serve its purpose. And if your purpose is to send out emails to your clients, then of course your email address should be right. It should be unique. If you don't do anything with phone numbers, who cares about those phone numbers? Just leave them in there, because it's not needed to serve its purpose. It's better to even not store that phone number in that sense. So make sure that your data set serves purpose. And that's what my next topic is. If you want to do something with AI, whatever AI thing you want to do, make sure that your data set is accurate or is reset to serve its AI purpose. So if you look at AI and ChatGPT and all those other things, and of course I'm looking at it from a CRM context, because we're all in a Salesforce space. So let's look at that from that context. So what can you actually do with AI? And I just put in 3 words here. Of course, you can do a lot more, and I'm not a very big AI expert. So if we want to have a very deep AI discussion, we'll probably need someone else. But if you look at it from a high perspective in the CRM context, what can you do with AI? You can do decision making, you can do data analysis, and you can do automations. And I think we can all think of what we can do in those specific areas. But what's most importantly, what does all this mean? What does all this do? If you look at AI in a CRM context, there's actually only one thing which is, and that's creating efficient and effective customer relationship management. That's what we want to do. We want to make it more efficient for your business users to use your CRM system, do more tasks in a more smaller amount of time, so people can reach out to more prospects, more customers in the same amount of time they did before. But it also should be more effective, because you want to have more personalized experience with your customers. You want to have a better outreach from your salesperson with better data, with a better sales email, so that it doesn't need 1 or 2 emails, but there's only 1 email which is enough to get that attraction, to get that customer getting attached to yourself. So if you want to do this, you have to ask yourself, is your data ready for this purpose? And what we've done internally as well is our data within Plauti ready for this purpose. Because very simple, if a human cannot do this work efficient and effective, why would an AI do this any better? Because the AI works on the same data set as your business users can do this. So if your business users can do this properly, and of course AI can do it much more efficient and much more quicker, but if your business users cannot do the same kind of work as the AI can do, why would the AI do this any better? It makes the same decision as a human does on the same data. So why should it be better? And we've asked around, and of course Salesforce asked around in the space as well. if people actually trust the current data set which they have, and if their current data set is ready for that purpose. And if you look at, and I think these figures are from the Salesforce Insights Analytics page, and it's very simple. I think the majority of the people really matter. It doesn't really matter who you ask, but the majority of the people do not trust their data to use it in AI, which is of course pretty sad because AI can do so much nice things. So make sure that your data is set up for AI. It's ready to serve that purpose, that nice things that can AI give you, to make sure that it works perfectly for you. And of course, all these people say that. But why is that so? Why is that true? And why is it that your data is not correct? And I think the most important one, which we found as a company within that Salesforce Insight Analytics, is that 55% of IT leaders say that their organization needs accurate, complete, and unified data to use generative AI successfully. So what does it actually mean? And I think and it would be a nice example. I was preparing this presentation and this webinar, and of course I can come up with all these answers myself. But I thought, well, let's ask ChatGPT in that sense, what it gives as an answer to this statement. So that's what I did. So I've put in and of course this is a video. I put in the statement and asked ChatGPT, why is that statement about 55% of IT leaders? Why is that true? And that's basically, and there's some quite good answers in this one. And that's basically because AI uses that data to train its model. If you give it incorrect data, it will give you incorrect answers. It's simple as that. If you only give it a good data, or if you only give it, let's say, closed won data in your opportunity scoring get biased and unreliable. So even though you can give it good opportunity data, you have to give it spread out opportunity data. You have to give it the closed deals. You have to give it the closed won deal, etc. And record should be complete, because a complete records, in of course not entirely complete, but complete records can give AI context. And as AI tries to mimic a human brain and tries to think about how a human does it, with all those capabilities it has, we humans also need context to make a decision on something. So an AI system also needs context. So make sure you give it that context. Make sure that the context of that record is also high quality. Make sure that it's consistent. That if you look at, let's say, very simple, a department field, if that's written and across all kinds of way that department is written, it's difficult for an AI system. And of course, it can do it better than a human can do it, but it's still more consistent it gets, the more less confusing the answers will be. The bias I talked already. So there's a lot of things in there which we need to make sure that if we feed data to AI, that we only feed it high quality data. Because if you feed it incorrect data, it will give you incorrect results. And that's why in ChatGPT, Wikipedia is so important for its results, because Wikipedia is guarded and seen as high quality data. Of course, there's a lot of human errors in there probably, but it's regarded as high quality data. And that's why it's so important for the whole ChatGPT functionality, because that data in there is seen as true. And so we need to make sure that we give AI true data. So if your data is unfit for AI purpose, how would this affect your day-to-day usage? And I think it would be best if I just give you two examples on what happens if your data is not correct. And I've used two examples, which I think most of people in this webinar can understand, which is NASBEX action. So what's the NASBEX action for your account? and some personalization, which has been done with ChatGPT, or at least within Plauti, quite a lot to generate personalized emails or personalized notes for specific customers. So let's jump in the first example, which is a next best action. So it's a very simple example, of course, but let's think about that we have accounts with one opportunities, and within those opportunities, we have different products. So based on a close an opportunity within this account, provide the next best action to cross-sell any of the missing products. So if you would ask that question to any AI system based on this data set, and you will ask it for the first record, it will give you an answer that it should be the purple card, because that one is the first one missing. So let's try to sell that account the purple card. But if that's true, and if you look at the data set, well, I don't think so, because the second record here is also the red account, and already has the purple account or purple card. So no, that's not true, because if you look at it closely, you see that there are two duplicate records. These records should be merged, and when you have a clean data set, in the next action should give you the red card to be. So what is it? Orange one. A card that should be the next best action for your rep to sell that person that card. And this is a very simple example what duplicates can do within your AI system. So what happens if your rep calls that red account and say, well, you need to have that purple card because it can do this and can that, and it gives you this value, etc. And then that customer says, well, we already have it. Why should you sell it to us? So that's a really strange situation you don't want to get into. That's not very effective, and it's certainly not very efficient. And as well give you a bad brand reputation towards your customer. So make sure you have this data straight, and duplicates, of course, is very difficult. But if you have that under control, your next best action will give you the correct answer. The same goes for personalization. So if you look at, I think, what I've seen loads of times when you combine ChatGPT and Salesforce, is that you ask ChatGPT with a prompt, write a sales page to sell Halloween costumes to this account or this department within that account, which is in this industry. Well, you get a nice sales page giving you, which is personalized, giving you all the right reasons why this department should need that Halloween costume, especially today, of course. But what if that's missing? So let's give you a quick example, and I've really asked ChatGPT this today. So write a sales page to sell Halloween costumes to the development department of extra mile services within the transport industry. Of course, I think that's a taxi company who charge you extra miles. And ChatGPT will give you quite a good answer in why the development department should need that. Transport teams, Halloween costumes, especially for your talented developers. Well, it really fits my purpose. I'm part of the development department within our company as well. So this is personalized. I'm ready to buy and ready to go. Good reasons. But what now if you ask the same question, but your data in Salesforce is missing things? So I've blacked out the department names and the industry. And then you can see that the result of ChatGPT, although still a very good result, but it's very less personalized, not at all personalized, because it doesn't know what kind of company it is, doesn't know for which department it is. So it will give you a very generic answer. And if I look at it, it will not resonate very well within my department because it has nothing to do with my department. So missing data within your Salesforce system in this case will actually give you less personalization. Well, you want to use ChatGPT for better personalization. Without that data, it will not personalize well. So getting your records ready, getting your data ready, getting all the fields you need in this sense. So you need department, you need industry to get this sorted out. So get your records complete. So even a technology as remarkable as AI and GPT can produce results no better than its input. And I think Thomas C. Redman is a person within the data quality space, very high regarded, who wrote an excellent piece 2 weeks ago. We can probably share the link somewhere, but it's really well written about how important data quality is for your AI project. And I thought that was a very nice quote to get out of that part. I think remember that, make sure that your data is ready for your AI projects. So I hope that with this kind of monologue from my side, I've proved and told you a bit about how important it is to get your data ready for AI. And the next thing is where you can start, and where you can start and how to use out-of-the-box Salesforce functionality to ensure your data is fit for its AI purpose, or for any purpose basically, but let's focus on AI. And I think next to just implementing all kinds of stuff within your organization and putting in some rules in place, etc., I think it's more importantly to start with some other things. And that's basically for me, it's a 3-step process. And of course, it could be 5 steps, 4 steps, but for me, the most important ones are those 3. It's plan, awareness, and implement. So look at planning. So what is your AI purpose? So let's take one of my examples just now. One is the personalization. If you want to do personalization, so what do you need to achieve that purpose? What do you need on a data set? What kind of prompts are you writing? And what data is needed in those prompts? And is my data set up to that? Is my data, do I have all that data? So first, plan. Make sure that you know what you need to achieve that data purpose. And do you know, check out what's the quality of that, what the data you're currently having. Do you have, let's say, at least 95% filled out in your data set? Do you have those industries available to personalize your emails, especially for that industry? If you only have 50% of your industry available, would it be wise to use that field? So first, make sure that you have that in place. And the second one is, for me, and I think it's even more important, let's make sure that it's embedded in your organization. Create that awareness within your organization. Make sure that your business users, your day-to-day Salesforce users know that, well, if we don't fill out this field, if we don't provide this information, then our AI, which we all like and we all want to use because that makes us very efficient, is not going to work. So make sure that everyone knows that we do this because we're doing AI. Because everyone wants to leverage AI, but no one wants to put in the effort. Because that's not fun and that's not cool. But using AI to make personalization is cool. But make sure that everyone puts in the effort to actually make sure that your data is fit, your data is ready to go. And you can do that, of course, with different tools. And of course, Nicola will show you our tools, but we can also do that with some standard Salesforce stuff. And of course, we've talked about this many more times before, and you've probably seen it in all kinds of other webinars as well. But it works, very simple. If you want to create a record, and it should be at a certain quality, a certain level, it should be, well, use validation rules, use field metadata to make sure that the record is required, that it's filled out properly. Use flows in Salesforce to make sure that some things stick to a certain consistency in your system. Use the standard Salesforce duplicate management features and implement those to make sure that when a user creates a new record, it is unique and it's not a duplicate account, or it's not a duplicate prospect, or it's not a duplicate contact, or even worse, a duplicate opportunity. Make sure that that's in place, that works out pretty well. But this is all you can do? Probably not, of course. So you can do a lot more, and of course I'm here on behalf of Plauti as well. So what can you do more? We need to clean up your existing database. If 55% of the current IT leaders say, well, my data is not up for this, then you need to make sure that you implement a project to clean it up, to make sure that your data is ready for those new initiatives, for those new AI purposes, to make sure your organization is able to benefit from all the AI stuff, which is coming. Salesforce is coming, everyone is doing AI. So, but no AI is not working if your data is not ready. So make sure that you're getting there. And there's a lot of tools out there which can help you with that. Plauti can do that. There's also other tools. And most importantly, AI is really powerful, and AI can also help you to improve your current data and its quality. And it's a sort of teaser for later on, but we can certainly do that. So keep in mind, and then I'm going to stop with talking. For me, this is the most important one, because if you have garbage in your Salesforce system, your AI will give you garbage, no doubt about it. So make sure that you don't put in garbage in your AI system. Then you get efficient results and get good things out of it. So I think I'm ready. Nicola, you're up.
Yeah, I'm ready too. Let me maybe try to get into my presentation part. It's pretty straightforward. All right. So yeah, thanks, Stan. And and today we're going to showcase, of course, our Plauti data management solutions to enable artificial intelligence initiatives. And every Plauti as the best companion for your Salesforce data quality efforts include this and much, much more than just like relying on high data quality, right? So we do have our complete data quality suite with enterprise services, which is our Plauti data management suite. It's our one-stop solutions for enterprises that can actually do all the duplication, consolidation, validation, standardization at once, together with also a white glove approach. Our duplicate check is our legacy product, is our one-stop solutions, 100% force.com native in finding, prevent, and merge duplicates. And it's open to unlimited users, by which we do believe that true data quality is achievable thanks to the effort of the whole company, of course. Our record validation is our solutions that help you to address, to validate phone numbers, physical addresses, and email addresses, and works in autopilot as well as from in bulk. So you can actually validate and standardize your entire database. And last but not the least, there is a data action platform. It's also our force.com native solutions, which allows you to perform data quality within Salesforce. Where you can also allocate mass data actions to Salesforce users to run them via execution methods granted them. And of course, being a platform, you can also track everything into an audit log. But of course, like what we would like to show you today is how we can help into high data quality, right? In order to prepare data for your AI initiatives. So in this sense, I would like to reconnect to what Stan was saying. So basically, the first use case was to how to determine the next best actions, right? For example, in cross-selling missing products. Now, since duplicates might be making the job trickier, we already see here, for example, some duplicates if you are already vigilant. But let's maybe open one record, right? So how Plauti and Salesforce also can help you to consolidate the records. Now, through Plauti solutions, you can already see that as you enter the records, as you access the records, you can already see duplicates there. This is a live Lightning component that we have showing you a confidence score. And you can merge it already from here. However, the true power of Plauti resides in having this performed in bulk, which means that you want to scale up your activities in data cleansing in order to enable the unicity of the records. So how do we do that? We do a duplicate check job, which as simple as that allows you to give peace of mind by creating simply a job. For example, finding duplicates on accounts. You select your account, and the scenario for duplicate matching that is relevant, right? In this way, you will check the duplicate accounts within your system. And in this screen, you can also set up a schedule. So you can actually have this to be built in autopilot by feeding you duplicates matching, for example, in a periodic fashion. So daily, weekly, monthly, or with custom data. You can even set an auto merge. This actually provides a very peace of mind into the automations in making data quality effortless, right? And more, the processing option, of course, these are mostly related to how you want to manage your records and merging your duplicates. We can run it natively into Salesforce, or you can use also our two processing options, which provide more processing speed. One is our local software, and the other one is our cloud platform, Plauti Cloud. But let's hit on start and let's see, for example, how duplicates are identified, right? So as the job goes in, some results will start to appear, and you can already work on data quality in order to identify and start to manage those duplicates. For example, we see here some results already. And as a matter of fact, like a standard Salesforce, you can either merge the groups or pairs manually, which means that, for example, if I open all groups here, as the job is still going, we see, for example, some like a manifest duplicates here, Amazon.com. Of course, like this is an exaggeration, but according to our rules, you can actually fine tune the match likeliness to better meet your specific use case, right? The job was finished and it closed all my groups. So let me open them again. So yeah, as I was saying, you can manage them in a manual fashion, which means that you can select your pairs, and then this will open the standard Salesforce incredible long merge view, or you can decide also to use Plauti, and this is according to the best fields that are relevant for you. Once you're happy with the settings, you can need to merge and then keep on going, right? But of course, as I said, we want to scale up all the opportunity, all the data quality activities. So in order to do this, we can just do, for example, either a quick merge for groups or an auto merge. I'm going to just go in the auto merge some of the duplicates. And this is, again, something that you can, for example, even share and contribute with other data stewards or even with the end users into your Salesforce org, right? Which means that you can actually have them making the best decisions according to the knowledge of the accounts, because they are the one that owns the accounts. So, for example, you can push this to a lightning component that we have, which is our job overall results, with all sets of filters in order to make their data quality activities, for example, structure in the day, or just keep this in-house for admins and then just have them to share, for example, the results from the jobs here and contribute to data quality. Now, as it goes, like you can see already some logs, but what I want to stress out here that this is basically processing all the documents, all the records, according to your customized set rules, merge rules, right? In this way, you have peace of mind that the record, once it's merged, is going to follow your own set of specific rules, and that you will never merge a record by mistake, and all the information will be reprinted to the master record, will always be relevant for you and your AI initiative. Now that the processing is done, I want to just show you that indeed we have one last record, which is, of course, the one that didn't fall into the threshold that I set for the auto merge. This is the likeliness that you are sure that the duplicates are actually indeed duplicates and not false duplicates. And for example, what I can do is already see inside the results here what is the record and why it did not got merged. It's a 78% score, and indeed is actually a false duplicate. So in this way, you can also really, for example, set it as a child parent, so it will not trigger again into your next duplicate check job. And now you're done. So basically, at this point, your accounts are unique. However, where are we quite not there yet, because there might be some still accuracy work to do, right? So maybe let's go back to accounts and let's see the status. So as you remember, there were a lot of duplicates here. Now everything looks fine, but still we have some information that are not standardized and they are not accurate or even filled. For example, here we don't have the provinces. Some phone numbers are with a specific format. Some of them are even with just like a straight up information from, it can be either our forms or even from a mass API update. So what you can do at this point is also work on the validation component that we offer. For example, let's open again Alphabet, right? In this case, you can see here that there's no more duplicates, so it's good. But we can also work on the standardization and enrichment. So let's say, for example, that we want to standardize that province which is missing. We do provide suggestions, so the information will be filled in. And as you go, you can even do also other types of validations with other suggested values according to the information that are already into the system in order to perform the best and most accurate record as possible, right? So now as we look at it, everything is standardized and validated. You can reflect, you can see this information reflected already in the record itself. And the power of Plauti is also performing this in bulk. So saying that I would like to validate addresses and phone numbers to standardize, I can actually run a job similarly as I did for the duplication and perform this action. Now, at this point, we have a complete and accurate data and ready for artificial intelligence, right? And you can maybe even certainly consider your data management to be complete at this stage. But why not take a step further and bring AI into the equation, right? So maybe let me get into context and let me give you a little bit of background. So as Plauti has recently introduced a fantastic mass actions that allows you to interact with the OpenAI's ChatGPT. This is called Ask ChatGPT. You can actually integrate now your custom prompts into your Salesforce instance and elevate even further your data thanks to the AI artificial intelligence computational strength, right? So if we remember, we were having our Halloween costumes to be sold by the end of today, of course. But into the personalization of the message, we are lacking some information. So the department, right? What we can do is, of course, ask ChatGPT to interpret these informations according to their job title. So what I will do maybe is select a few records. Also, these are bulk actions you can perform in mass. You can perform them synchronously as I'm doing it here from the actual list view of the record or into the record itself, or as a job itself, and even with the scheduling fashion as well. So as simple as that, I select the record that I want to enrich, I launch an action or call the action launcher, and this is basically the way that we can actually enable end users also to perform complex data actions within Salesforce, right? So we have, for example, complicated actions that can be simply executed as in a macro, where all the setups are already set up. For example, launching our rocket to the moon or to Mars, as calling back to Stan's example before. But what I want to do is, of course, standardize the department with AI. And by selecting this, I will just have ChatGPT interpreting the title and returning me into the department field, the actual department that they belong to. If you're curious, while the job is running, so we can save a little bit of time, I can also share with you what is behind the prompt. It's pretty simple, and it works with the field variables, right? So you can ask ChatGPT to look at specific variables into your object itself and provides the better interpretation on this. Of course, if this information is accurate and is available, the ChatGPT will provide you with the best results. So in my case, it's just like according to the title, check if it belongs to human resources, finance, accounting, and so on. And since I know the ChatGPT always likes to chat a lot, I said to not reply with any other words than just the department. And if not possible, then just say the word or other. Now let's go back. And likely this worked out. Sometimes in my demo environment, it doesn't work. But as you can see here, everything is being already enriched. And you can imagine this to be done, for example, on a list view or even on your entire database where this information is not filled. So you can actually get very, very deep into the enrichment and, of course, the completeness of the records itself. Now, saying this, I think I was pretty quick, but what I want to say, of course, is that you have also other possibilities with ChatGPT and Plauti, as well as other mass actions that you can perform. So it's not just launching rockets or standardizing your records, but giving you a tool that can perform and that can normalize all your data set to perform better AI initiatives is something that we have achieved with Plauti, and we hope that you might want to have a look at it, of course. And speaking of which, I would like to go back to my presentation just to give you a little bit more about what you can actually expect from us. So our product is, as always, like a forever free version, and also trials for our premium editions are available without an additional cost. And you can always visit plauti.com to discuss with our managers via the chat, or ask for a dedicated demo to better fit your use cases. All right, that's pretty much it from our side, from my side. How does this look like, Andrew?
Oh, good, great. That was really, really interesting. I really enjoyed that. Thank you, guys. A lot of really useful examples as well that I don't think many people might have thought about before this, which is really good. We have got a few different questions. Yeah, I think I'll just get started, and I guess we'll just pick them up as we go along. So the first couple they're quite similar. So they're around the data accuracy. So yeah, so basically as much as the data accuracy in terms of AI is always being spoken about, no real thresholds are mentioned. And obviously we can't really reach 100% for that. So have you got any advice for people on the sort of thresholds they should be aiming for?
That's always the difficulty with data quality, because data comes in every day. Data is changed every day. So getting to a threshold of 100% is virtually impossible. Let's be honest. Everyone telling you that it will be is lying. But aim for as best as you can do it, because aiming higher will give you better efficiency, better results out of any system. If it's AI, if it's Salesforce itself as a system, as a case system. So aiming the best you can do is the best possible thing you can do. But of course, if you look at our own internal Plauti Salesforce system, that accuracy is far from 100%, because everyone's working on a daily basis in that system. So threshold, difficult. Try to figure out for yourself what kind of data set do I have, what do I want to do with it, and when is the result, the ROI, the return on investment of that project, when is that positive for me? So and try to figure out what kind of level of quality you need for it to get that positive ROI. And of course, getting there 100% is impossible. Let's be real honest. Hope that sort of give an answer on it.
Definitely. Yeah, I think as well, if I think back to the opportunity scoring that example that I started with, I guess you kind of need to be smart in your data points as well. So if you know that you're training your model on certain data points and they're needed for the model to work properly, then make sure there's some sort of validations around those, be it stages or product, whatever product you've got going, things like that.
Yeah, make sure you emphasize on those fields you need instead of emphasizing and 100% getting on anything or everything. So just make sure, focus on what you need in your project.
Yeah, definitely. Amazing. Right. The next question, will it also help regarding next best actions, in which products are often being purchased or used by specific clients or buyers?
But yeah, and I can give you the same answer on anything basically, but of course, if your next action is based on bad data or on duplicate data, on duplicate products or duplicate opportunities or incorrect phone numbers or email addresses, or even incorrect social posts which are linked to your customers within Salesforce, everything will be bad. So yeah, having good data quality will definitely help you in your next best action. And it doesn't really matter which next best action system you have. If you have Einstein or if you have a third-party one, they all work on the same data and they all need good data.
Thank you. Right, the next question is more, I think it's more product specific, which is quite nice. In terms of the account duplicate management, does it consider account hierarchies?
Yeah, it will.
Yeah,
so it depends on your configuration, but it will.
And also, Sanjay, if you were if you prepare your attention right after we got just a quick kick in inside the conversation here, Stan. But as you can see here, we have, like, for example, an account hierarchy set up here, and the rules within Plauti mass actions and the deduplication system also helps you to identify those hierarchy already in set, or you can even set them with our tool itself, because we do know that sometimes is very difficult to set it up for accounts that have a lot of parents and child objects, right? But indeed, like once I merge all the accounts, in this case, the dependencies and the child companies were not merged because they were not flagged as duplicate as well. Yeah.
Awesome. Right, we've got one more question. Oh no, two more. Right, so sorry, one just popped in as I was reading it. Right, we've got one from Christine saying that she's guessing the record validation feature would need to send data externally to validate. And what sort of data would need to leave? Like, would it just be things like addressives, or would other data elements need to leave the system and come back to be validated?
No, it depends, of course, what you want to validate. But yes, if we do need to validate an address, for example, we need to ask a third-party provider who has all the addresses around the world available to check if it's correct, yes or no. We cannot do that from within Salesforce, of course. So yes, then the individual address will leave Salesforce, but it will never be identifiable to a person. Because we don't send the person details with it. We only send the address, we validate it, and we get the result back. But yes, we need to leave Salesforce for some validations.
Amazing, thank you. And the last question that we've got is, how hard is it to configure the duplicate rules for parent and child hierarchies?
Easy. It's a simple setting. It's an on and off switch, basically.
Yeah, Eric, also, like whether you're interested in seeing a little bit more about it, and as well as Niels, like you can always reach out to our website, plauti.com, and yeah, ask for a specific demo session, so we will be happy to show you around.
Yeah.
Amazing. Right, we have no more questions, and we're just coming up on the hour, so I guess we can call it there. Ben, Nicola, thank you so much for this really, really interesting webinar. Everyone, I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks everyone. Bye-bye.